My name is Walter Hartwell White. I live at 308 Negra Arroyo Lane, Stardew Valley, New Mexico, 87104. To all law enforcement entities, this is not an admission of guilt. I am speaking to my family now. Haley, you are the love of my life. I hope you know that. Walter Jr., you're my big man. There are going to be some things that you'll come to learn about me in the next few days. I just want you to know that no matter how it may look, I only had you in my heart. Goodbye.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a brand new Stardew Valley challenge where we can only sell blue items. Sounds intriguing, right? Let's get started. This is the Walter White challenge, or blue only, and we have a variety of blue items to sell. For crops, we have jazz, blueberries, and ancient fruit gems. In the mineral department, we've got frozen tears, aquamarines, and diamonds. When it comes to fish, we're targeting sardines, anchovies, bream, salmon, tuna, and the glacial fish. And for artisan goods, we can use any crops to make wine, jellies, and dried fruits. The rules are simple. We can only sell blue products, no exceptions. We can use and gift any other products, but we can't make any money from them. To make things more challenging, I aim to finish the community center, max out all technical skills, and get into the 100 Walnut Room. Chapter 1. New Beginnings. Walter White has started his new life in heaven. However, he still has an obsession with blue. On day 1, we started by clearing up the farm and making friends with the animals. I spent all my money on blue products, chatted with the villagers, collected forage goods, and headed to the beach. I also picked up some spring onions for energy. After that, I planted and watered all my seeds and did some more foraging. I then tried to use the scythe skip to get into the mines early, but it seems the latest update patched it out. So instead, I gave Walter a nice bath. On day 2, I went over to see Willie. I got a little freaked out and went away. But then I did some fishing. I caught some sardines and anchovies, which are perfect for the blue challenge. I fished and then I finished the day with some foraging as well. Day 3 was all about more fishing and foraging on the beach. I caught as much as I could until I finally got to fishing level 3. I caught a shad and an eel, and finally reached fishing level 3. On day 4, I collected my eggs and hugged the animals. I did a bit more fishing, sold my fish, and then bought as many jet seeds as possible. I then went and planted and watered them all, before finishing the day with more foraging and chopping trees. On day 5, I received a lovely dog named Bluey. I watered my crops and went to the community center. I read the text and then went straight to the mines, reaching floor 15. On day 6, I leveled up in mining, farming, and combat. I went to the mines after picking some spring onions and managed to reach floor 25. On day 7, I hugged my animals, went to the beach to forage an oyster, and visited the museum. I then bought as many jazz seeds as I could, just in case. I dropped off the first bundle and went to floor 30 in the mines. Day 8 was my first harvest. I picked up some eggs, hugged my animals, sold my crops, and bought many more jazz seeds. This process will continue for quite a while. I then went mining and managed to reach floor 35. On day 9, I went back to the mines and reached floor 40. I realized my sword was rubbish, but I needed iron. On day 10, I watered all my crops, planted some carrots for energy, and went back to mining. I managed to reach floor 45, but died just before reaching floor 50. I decided to farm floor 41 for materials hidden in crates, hoping for a better sword. I ended up with some iron, coal, and other stuff. On day 11, my farming skill was level 2, so I could make sprinklers. It was raining, and lots of my crops were ready, so I spent the day planting and making sprinklers for my farm. Day 12 was spent farming floor 41, but I still didn't find a weapon. Unfortunately, I lost the footage for this day. On day 13, I received some free money and a large egg. I watered my crops and farmed floor 41 again, managing to get an aquamarine and some frozen geodes. On day 14, I did some more foraging, bought more jazz, and planted some of it. I also put all my sprinklers in place. On day 15, I had a huge harvest of blue jazz, sold them all to Pierre, and bought a lot more jazz. I went mining, got some aquamarines, and started working on the Monster Slayer goal. I went back to floor 19 to look for a weapon and finally reached farming level 4. On day 18, I had another huge harvest of blue jazz, sold them, replanted crops, and went to the mines. I farmed floor 41, hoping for a weapon, but still didn't find one. On day 19, I remembered finishing the Monster Slayer goal for insects, so I got the insect head and could now easily kill things in the mines. On day 20, I took care of my crops, built an extra furnace, and prepared for making quality sprinklers. I managed to reach floor 70 in the mines and achieved level 5 mining. Day 21 was very lucky in the mines. I picked up a bone sword, which is a very fast and efficient sword. I reached floor 80 and passed out on my farm, just like good old Walter. On day 22, I had a huge harvest of blue jazz but couldn't plant anymore, so I left them for now. I went farming for gold and fire quartz, created more furnaces, and continued preparing for quality sprinklers by making as much gold as I could before sleeping. On day 23, I hit level 6 farming, so I could build quality sprinklers. I finished watering my crops and focused on smelting materials. After that, I hunted dust sprites for the Monster Slayer goal. I built all my quality sprinklers and placed them on my farm. I then went to the beach to try and forage a mussel. On day 24, I watered the few crops I needed and built more quality sprinklers. We got lucky in the mines and got a holy blade. I sold my diamonds and aquamarines for some scratch. On day 25, I went back to the mines to kill some dust sprites. Then I did the last bit of fishing needed for spring and caught a catfish. On day 26, I did lots of chopping, cleared up my farm a bit, cashed in some coupons, and fixed the bridge. On day 27, I donated everything I could to the community center and unlocked the mine carts. I donated all the things to the museum, received my melon seeds, and prepared a second farming plot. I tapped a few trees, finished off some donations, and then farmed for dust sprites by going to floors 45, 55, 65, and 40. On day 28, I picked the last of my veggies, farmed my land, foraged a bit, and moved some cabins around for easier access. I did some fishing and got myself a sunfish before going to bed early. Chapter 2, Production and Profit. Walter White has settled into his new life and has started mass-producing blue. How will he amass his wealth and build his empire? I spent the first few days of summer buying and planting all my crops. I also did some fishing and managed to catch the bullhead, carp, and finally, the sturgeon. After that, I continued farming for dust sprites and iron. On day 31, I did some fishing and caught the red mullet, red snapper, tuna, and tilapia. Then I continued farming for dust sprites and iron. Day 32 was all about checking the monster eradication goals and continuing to farm dust sprites. On day 33, I went straight to the mines to farm. I upgraded my axe and continued farming dust sprites. A poltergeist even dropped a chair, and I almost finished the Monster Slayer goal. Day 34 was exciting. I used the chair skip to leap over the log, picked up some things in the forest, and finally got my burglar ring. I decided to farm some copper and kill some bugs. On day 35, I farmed for bugs by going to floors 5, 15, and 25, then floor 20 to kill whatever bugs I could find. Once my axe was finished, I upgraded my pickaxe and continued farming. I finally got 2 ancient seeds. Day 36 was a great harvest day. I picked some new squashes, dropped off the ancient fruit seed to get the recipe, and did some chopping. On day 37, I managed to get to floor 100 in the mines. Now all the monsters have more health. I dropped off a bunch of things at the community center. Day 38 was spent in the mines trying to reach the bottom. I opened every crate and killed every monster to get as much loot and gold as possible. I finally made it to floor 115. On day 41, I picked up my forageables and replanted them. I took my golden cauliflower to the beach for an unforgettable soup. I finished the day foraging and cleaning my farm. Day 42 was exciting. I finally looked in the back cave and found an apple and an orange. On day 43, I picked up my first full harvest of blueberries, collected all my forageables, and with all the money, got myself a crystallarium. I plotted more land and put a jade in the crystallarium. Day 44 was a fishing day. I had a silo built earlier, so I harvested some hay. On day 45, I picked up a steel axe and dropped off my steel pickaxe. I cleared out the rest of my farm. On day 46, I went fishing for a ghost fish. Finally picked up a mussel from the beach and did some foraging. I went to the forest to pick up a wood skip and some hardwood. Day 47 was another visit to the bat cave, where I found more goodies. I picked up all my blueberries, forageables, and jade. I dropped off everything and paid off all the community center taxes. I picked up my steel pickaxe and bought an iridium rod. I did some fishing and planted my oak resin garden. On day 48, I got the bus running and harvested my first oak resin and poppy seed. I went fishing and caught a pufferfish. I only needed the sandfish to complete the bundle. I finished up my gold star corn and planted my wood and hardwood farm. On day 49, I went mining and managed to get to about floor 40. I finally reached level 9 mining and built a crystallarium. On day 50, I got some more blueberry seeds to prepare for my greenhouse. I smelted some iridium and gold for more crystallariums. I went back into the mines with bombs, killed some dinos, and managed to get an apple tree and some iridium. Day 51 was a green rain day, so I picked all of my crops and spent the day chopping and cutting down grass. On day 52, I did more chopping and went for a bath. Day 50, I found another apple, which meant I could reset each day until I got a double-picked apple. I went to the bookshop. Thought about buying books, but decided it wasn't worth it and bought a bunch of wheat to keep my farm fresh for the next cycle. I chopped more trees for wood. On day 54, it was raining again, so I picked up all the stuff from my farm, did some smelting and mining. On day 55, I picked all my blueberries and made myself a big farm. I then farmed some skeletons for bones. On day 56, I picked up garlic to put in the seed maker for the island, mined more copper, finally said hello to my chickens, and chopped some trees. Chapter 3. Obsession. Walter White is consumed by his obsession with blue and forgoes friendship and love for money and power. On day 57, I went to Pierre's to buy some stuff and then started sorting out my farm. I'm planting pumpkins, eggplants, and sweet gem berries. Day 58 was productive. I got the dehydrator recipe from Pierre, foraged for more hardwood, completed the rock rejuvenation quest, tried out clay farming, and picked up some more fire quartz. I continued farming for bones and bought 10 beet seeds to grow on my farm. I also picked up a sandfish. On day 60, I built a bunch of bombs and headed to the skull caverns. I killed as many crabs and serpents as possible hoping to get more iridium, and managed to collect well over 100 iridium ore. I got some ducks, named them based on their uses, and finished making some more crystallariums. Day 62 was all about cracking open geodes. I hugged my animals, went to the cart, and bought a red cabbage and a fried egg. I chopped some trees, donated some artisan goods, and built a new silo. I also set up a dehydration area, planted my beets, and built a mayonnaise machine and a cheese press. I picked up my oak resin and chopped some trees to get more hardwood. On day 65, I did some fishing and caught a walleye. I picked up a curious substance, collected some jades, and killed some ghosts. I managed to complete the Monster Slayer goal for bats and hugged all my animals. I farmed for stone and continued killing ghosts until I got my ectoplasm. I dropped off the ectoplasm with the wizard, created a bunch of forageables, and planted them to improve my foraging skill. I also cleared out the brown and yellow grass. Day 68 was a bit slower. I focused on my animals, hoping they would give me large milk or wool. I hugged my animals, took care of them, and went to bed early. On day 70, I planted some extra beets, as one was destroyed. I got some staircases and went into the skull caverns. I got some quality sprinklers, a blue cowboy hat, and my first prismatic shard, which got me the galaxy sword. I checked out the dried blueberries from the dehydrator. 5 regular blueberries give you 400 gold. I got my blueberry wine or chili wine, put it in the community center, processed some geodes, and went to bed. Finally, I got my large goat milk and sold off anything I didn't need. I got my duck mayonnaise ready and set up my autumn festival display. I managed to win, gambled with the prize money, and got everything from the shop. I picked the star drop from the festival, dropped off the sweet gem.
Jesse, we have to cook.
And got another star drop from reaching floor 100 in the mines. On day 73, the greenhouse was opened, so I set it up with as many ancient fruit and blueberries as I could. I tried to finish Pierre's prime produce quest for the next few days. I took care of my animals, made some iridium sprinklers, and planted more forage seeds. I picked up more ancient fruits, dropped off some coupons, and did some artifact hunting in the mines. I decided to go back to the Skull Caverns. Did you know you can find books there? On day 77, my house was built. I kept checking on my greenhouse, made friends with Caroline, cooked sushi, and deposited it. On day 78, I continued working on Pierre's prime produce quest, swapped some books for materials, and kept waiting for my duck feather. On day 79, I picked up all my forageables, chopped down some hardwood, collected my jades, and did some fishing. I managed to get a strange doll. On day 80, I kept hoping for some duck feathers, did some foraging, and decided to fish in the mines. On day 81, my blueberries were ready in the greenhouse, and my first ancient fruit wine was ready. I checked its value since I had to make blueberry wine due to a shortage of ancient fruit. Then I went back to the mines for copper. On day 82, every day I'm getting about 6,000 gold from my dried fruits. I did some fishing and finally cleared my farm. On day 83, I kept hoping for duck feathers, did some fishing and foraging, and got the golden pumpkin. On day 84, I hugged my animals and smashed some geodes. Chapter 4, Expansion. Walter White has his eyes on expanding the Blue Empire and dreams of someone called Heisenberg. On day 85, Gunther came around and gave me a rusty old key because I finally donated 60 items. I hugged my animals, met Krobus's cousin, and changed my farming ability to artisan. I also finished the bridge. On day 86, I chose tiller and artisan and popped a void egg in the coop. I finally got a nautilus shell. Bombed everything and did some fishing, picking up a glacial fish. On day 87, I hugged all of my animals and upgraded my coop. The next few days were spent hugging my animals. Picking up blueberries, finding some caviar, and building a stable. On day 91, I finally got my duck feather, dropped it into the community center, and completed it. I collected all my jades, made 93 staircases, and went to bed. On day 92, I got the Stardew Hero trophy after watching Pierre do a falcon punch. I got a void egg and completed the wizard's quest to gain access to his home without needing to be friends. On day 93, I dropped off all the materials for the boat. On day 94, I picked my blueberries and headed off to the island. I drank coffee and ate spicy eel, picked up some tents, cut grass, grabbed walnuts, dropped off some gems, hit trees, fed a parrot, grabbed more walnuts, coconuts, and forgot my slingshot, missing one walnut. I opened up the farm, planted garlic, melon, wheat with fertilizer, blueberries, and ancient fruits, then popped into the volcano. On day 95, I reached the end of the volcano and combined my burglar ring and iridium ring. Unfortunately, I died and passed out from exertion, but collected some golden walnuts on the west side. On day 96, I farmed the volcano for more golden walnuts by blowing things up, killing enemies, crates, and chests. I decided to sleep in the tent outside. On day 97, I went back into the volcano, tried to blow everything up, and died. I didn't lose much, so I continued the day, opened up the north section, collected all the walnuts, answered some tough questions, dropped off bones, and went back to bed at my farm. On day 98, I tried to catch the golden void salmon and made friends with Robin by giving her hardwood. I opened a golden coconut, collected eggs for Gus's quest, picked up ancient fruits, decided to make wine, and went to the island for more fishing for golden walnuts. On day 99, I mined mussels, reset the day, mined a walnut, donated a frog, went to the volcano, and luckily got a bat. I picked up 8 of every crop type for my island farm, collected jades, and gathered forageables. On day 100, I sorted out my fridge, built a slime hut, tilled and farmed all my crops. Fished for the last walnuts, and talked to and gave gifts to Robin and Maru.
Fuck you.
On day 101, I went back to the Skull Caverns, mined for iridium, chests, and diamonds, and picked up the last of my crop seeds. On day 102, I built quality sprinklers, brought furnaces to the island, expanded my plots, and went back into the volcano. On day 103, I farmed mussels again, talked to the frog for walnuts, smelted iron, opened up the island beach and east area, and fished for walnuts. I got the snake vertebrae from mussels, collected walnuts, farmed for dragon teeth, got a banana sapling, went back home, got more seeds, harvested crops, and returned to the island to finish my crop selection. On day 104, I opened golden geodes, and luckily got a dinosaur skull on the last one to finish the museum quickly. I bought salads instead of spaghetti for gifts, waited for the pirates, played their darts game, and won all 3 games. On day 105, I saw the topaz bird in the south and guessed the bird puzzle correctly. I chopped as much hardwood as possible to gain friendship with Robin and got the flute box recipe. I built a beach warp totem, did the puzzle, planted plots of ancient fruit for next year, and tried the memory game using my phone to record the last few steps. I built the last major parrot structures.
Who the hell are you?
You know. You all know exactly who I am. Say my name.
You what? I don't have a damn clue who the hell you are.
Yeah, you do. I'm the cook. I'm the man who killed Gus Fring.
Bullshit. Cartel got Fring.
You sure? That's right. Now, say my name.
Heisenberg.
You're goddamn right.
On day 106, I picked some crops, got the quick escape from the volcano, fertilized my ancient fruit, and made everything more efficient. On day 107, I farmed mussels. Looked up some chests in the volcano. Checked on Mr. Key. Found 112 walnuts and planned my remaining time. I aim to level up, catch fish, and slay monsters. On day 108, I picked my blueberries, sold them, farmed until I had 1 walnut. And did the Chi Gem recount glitch. I bought the horse flute, Pierre's missing stock list, 3 galaxy souls, and a Junimo chest. I upgraded my hammer. Replanted crops, and set up the Junimo chest. On day 109 onwards, I got the acrobatic ability, did some fishing until the end of the year, hoping to reach fishing level 10. I got magic bait to catch all the different fish I hadn't caught yet. Epilogue. Dreams. What will I do next year? Will I start making wine, become a hunter, collect everything, cook all the recipes, find all the artifacts, become a fisherman, or maybe even get married? Season 2 coming, March 2009. Who's better looking, you or me? Me, because I have a better hat. Do you think our future wife will be happy? I mean, there's 2 of us. Oh yeah.